Shadow, and the Valley of the Wild Horses. In a peaceful valley surrounded by towering mountains and endless green fields, there lived a majestic black horse named Shadow. Shadow was the fastest horse in the valley, with a sleek, shiny coat and a mane that flowed like the wind. He had a heart full of adventure and loved to run across the open plains, feeling the wind in his mane and the earth beneath his hooves. Shadow wasn't just fast, he was also known for his bravery. He loved exploring the hidden corners of the valley, discovering new trails and meeting other animals. His best friend was a small, clever fox named Rusty. Together, they would go on adventures, racing across the hills and chasing after the breeze. One day, as Shadow and Rusty were galloping through the valley, they noticed something unusual. A large herd of wild horses had gathered near the far end of the valley, closer to the mountains. They were circling around, restless and agitated, as if something was wrong. "I've never seen them so upset," Rusty said, his sharp eyes scanning the herd. "We should go find out what's happening." Shadow nodded, his curiosity piqued. "Let's go." As they approached the herd, the leader of the wild horses, a tall and powerful stallion named Thunder, stepped forward. His expression was serious, and his hooves pawed at the ground nervously. "What's wrong, Thunder?" Shadow asked, sensing the tension. Thunder looked at Shadow with a heavy sigh. "It's my son, Blaze. He wandered too far into the mountains, and now he's trapped. We've heard strange noises coming from the cliffs, rumblings and cracks in the rocks. None of us can reach him. The mountains are too dangerous." Shadow's heart raced. The mountains at the edge of the valley were known to be treacherous, with narrow paths and unstable cliffs. But Shadow wasn't afraid of a challenge, especially if it meant helping a friend in need. "I'll go," Shadow said, his voice full of determination. "I'll find Blaze and bring him back safely." Rusty, always quick to jump into action, piped up. "And I'm coming with you. 2 heads or hooves and paws are better than 1. Thunder looked relieved. "Thank you, Shadow. Be careful. The mountain paths are tricky, and the weather has been unpredictable." With Thunder's blessing, Shadow and Rusty set off toward the mountains, determined to rescue Blaze. As they climbed higher and higher, the air grew colder, and the sky above them darkened with heavy clouds. The path became narrower, with jagged rocks jutting out from the cliffs. Rusty scurried ahead, his small size allowing him to navigate the tight spaces more easily. "I see hoofprints," he called back. "Blaze must have come this way." Shadow followed closely, his hooves steady on the rocky ground. As they made their way around a steep bend, they heard a distant whinny. "Blaze. There he is," Rusty shouted, pointing to a small ledge where Blaze, a young chestnut colt, was stuck. His legs trembled as he tried to keep his balance on the narrow ledge, and his eyes were wide with fear. "Hold on, Blaze," Shadow called out, inching his way carefully toward the ledge. "We're coming to get you." Blaze's voice shook. "I am scared. The ground is crumbling beneath me." Shadow's heart pounded, but he stayed calm. "Don't worry, Blaze. We'll get you out of here." Rusty, quick as ever, climbed up to Blaze's side, offering comfort with his presence. "Just hold on, Blaze. We've got you." Shadow looked around, assessing the situation. The ledge was too narrow for Blaze to turn around on his own, and the path behind them was too steep for him to climb back up safely. "I'll guide you," Shadow said firmly. "Just follow my lead." With steady movements, Shadow positioned himself next to Blaze. Slowly, step by step, he helped guide the young colt down the narrow path. The rocks beneath them shifted, but Shadow remained strong, using his body to block any falling debris from hitting Blaze. Rusty darted ahead, checking the ground for any loose rocks. "This way. We're almost there." As they reached the wider path, Blaze's legs finally stopped trembling. He looked up at Shadow with wide, grateful eyes. "Thank you, Shadow. I didn't think I'd make it out." Shadow nuzzled Blaze's mane gently. "You're safe now. You were brave, Blaze." The sky began to clear as they made their way back down the mountain. When they finally returned to the valley, Thunder and the herd were waiting anxiously. The moment they saw Blaze, a A wave of relief washed over them. Thunder trotted forward, his eyes filled with gratitude. "You saved my son, Shadow. We owe you everything." Shadow smiled humbly. "We're all part of this valley. When one of us is in trouble, we help each other." Rusty puffed out his chest proudly. "And we make a great team." That night, the herd of wild horses gathered in the valley to celebrate Blaze's safe return. The stars twinkled brightly above, and the moon cast a silver glow over the meadow. Shadow and Rusty stood together, watching as the herd danced and galloped through the fields, their hooves thundering like the beat of a drum. As the night went on, Shadow looked out over the valley, his heart full. He knew that no matter what challenges came their way, he and his friends would always be ready to face them together. Because in the valley, friendship, bravery, and a little teamwork were the greatest strengths of all.